What's up, and welcome to episode 33 of Brewing Through the Multiverse. I'm Mike.
And I'm Joel.
How we
Nice.
doing, man?
Doing well. Definitely looking forward to the weekend. It's a long week.
Yes. You got any good plans over the weekend or just chill out reset time?
So actually we're gonna go I'm going to Mall of America, American Dream Mall for the first time.
Okay.
So you know, I've heard a lot of good things. I know obviously malls aren't as popular, but everyone that's ever been there said there's a lot of fun stuff to do there.
Yes. Dana has been. I've never been. Dana went and she said it was absolutely unreal what that place is. So uh, just for the grandeur and the novelty of it, I would
Yeah,
like
like a
to
one time
visit.
check it out.
Yeah. Go buy some weird, unique thing from an, off-put store there as a
I already
memory.
looked up to see if they sold magic anywhere.
There must be. If there's a GameStop, there's magic. So Troy is a huge fan of buying cards from GameStop. Apparently, GameStop always puts packs on sale and on clearance, and Troy is there to get it whenever he can. He loves a good GameStop steal.
Gotta go MVP sports and games.
I don't even know. Is that a store chain?
Yeah, it's like I think it's either actually at a PA. I think they're in Lancaster. Um, but they're not distributors, but they like order a large enough quantity of product where I found over the years that generally speaking, they're either like the cheapest price or like close to the cheapest price because they'll put out like a first flash sale and you get X amount of units. Um, like it's allocated per person and whatnot. So MVP seems to be like the way to go if you're trying to maximize like how cheap things are. Like they don't have everything in stock all the time. It's not like TCG player where you just like buy whatever you want. Like, they
Hmm.
have what they have, but every new set they're usually the cheapest.
Nice. So they have what they have, but what they have is a good price.
Yeah, like they'll have every new product as it comes out, but like, right now, besides like, Modern Horizons 3, I think they have like some Outlaws on sale and some like Modern Horizons 2.
Hmm. Yeah, cool. Yeah. My favorite are the stories of Troy just digging through the dollar bins. He just loves a damn good find.
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
thrifting. It's literally thrifting in MTG. It's just like you never know what you could find. Some things sneak up in price, and if you're able to
yeah,
put in the time, you can save that money.
yeah. I mm, my problem with thrifting, I love thrifting. Me and Dana definitely enjoy that stuff, but my problem is I don't know what's like worth buying and what's not. I'll just buy everything and anything because it's all so cheap. I'm like, well, I could use this. I could use this. My personal favorite for thrifting is for tools. And I have just a shelf of random, like, I don't know, compression bolts and, double-sided hooks and um, random weights. And I, I don't know. I got all this random stuff and I keep on buying them from thrift stores. They're always dangerous for me. So it happens in the dollar bin where, I'll pull 20 cards that I'm never going to put
I
anywhere. I literally just pay to put these cards in a pile in my room. So useless.
recently had the same thing where I bought a few dollar bin rares, like maybe like 7 or 8 of them for like a deck that I made. I played it like once or twice, and then I like broke it up and changed it. So then I sold the rares back for 7 cents, like at the bulk rare rate, and I was like, damn, just basically threw away 93 cents every time.
Mm, yeah. Even buying singles, it's still you lose some. So buy packs while you're at it. Have the
Buy
fun.
the only YouTube podcast channel to tell you to buy packs.
Yeah. If you think about it, it's cost effective.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah. And
Actually, that's
that's
a
what
good
it all is.
transition. So I have to just like self brag. I went to the store the other day and I picked up a collector's booster of Baldur's Gate. a regular booster of Baldur's Gate, and 2 Modern Horizons 3s. And I got 2 Ancient Copper Dragons out of each of the different Baldur's Gates packs, and Ugin's Vault out of one of the Modern Horizons 3 packs. It
Hold
was
on,
it
so
was
both packs had
yes,
2.
yes. The collector's booster had one, and the set boost pack had one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was did it. It was outrageous. They're both the showcase too,
Damn.
which is the worst of the 3, I think, in my opinion. But still, it's an
Only
ancient copper
cost
dragon.
wise, it's a good looking card. So if you plan
Yeah,
on casting it, then that's all good. Damn, congrats. That is good. And that's why you should buy packs.
5 packs.
All right. So let's just quickly go over. We did play Commander last weekend. We did not make the podcast because we played Commander instead. We're now recording on Saturday mornings. And it's hard because some Saturday mornings we have plans, and then
Life
this
gets in the
weekend
way.
get away. But for Magic,
It's
we
worth
had
it.
to do it. We had to do
Yeah,
it. Good games. We played longer than we should have. It's funny because almost every time we play is almost like a 12-hour marathon. I mean, that was a good 9 hours that we were there. We didn't get too many games in, but we did play
we
for a while.
tried.
Yeah. But I just want to call out is the very first game. Connor had built this new Boros deck. It was one of the Crimson girls as the commander, and it had something to say with whenever he did damage, instance and sorcery damage, it would be lifelink, or no, it prevented that damage. What was the commander itself?
The commander, I believe, prevented non-creature sources from dealing damage to his creatures.
That's right, it was protection, and then it also like he did a little extra damage or something like that, right? Wasn't there 2 effects on it?
And we're gonna have to look it up.
Okay, while you're looking that up,
Yeah.
the other card that was out at the time was it's from Wilds of Eldraine. It's the 3/1 Boros that instant sorcery spells have lifelink.
Yeah.
And then so that was, kind of a problem, but then he dropped down the O'Hare, the red O'Hare that whenever damage would be dealt, if it was less than the power toughness, it would be that power toughness. And then he ended up with Sulfim too. And at one point he like did 1 damage to somebody and it ended up dealing 40 damage to everybody. And
Yeah, it was
he
gross.
gained 89, some crazy shit like that. That just ended the game right there off of a simple cast and the amount of triggers. And then because he and his creatures don't take any damage from the commander, he didn't have to be part of it, even though it's at all players.
Yeah, so here we go. I have the card now.
Damn, nice.
We
Good job.
are podcasting.
Yeah.
So it's this bitch.
There it is.
Rem Carulus. Carulus, Stalwart Slayer. 3 mana for a 2/3 flying haste. If a spell would deal damage to you or another permanent you control, prevent that damage. If a spell would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +1. So yeah, he was just casting like, earthquake type effects and preventing it, and we took like all of it. It was rough.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, so Year of the Boros is going well for him. It had a very impressive play. And then
Yeah.
Melissa ended up making the Is It deck that it so it went off so hard with Thousand Year Storm that I did clock out. I know you guys wanted it to resolve and try to figure it out and everything, but I just wanted to wait until she was done having fun with all the triggers so that I could just concede because that was some
Yeah.
wild shit. It
I
was
was
so
just
much.
having fun trying to like math out what the hell was happening.
Yeah. Sometimes the math ain't worth it for me. Sometimes that math is literally win con itself. So you
No.
got me with brain damage. So yeah, I was out.
With
But you guys
brain
look like you were having
damage.
fun.
I had a
So
great time. Yeah.
yeah,
Adding, multiplying.
yeah, yeah, and then like finding out how it all sat on the stack because then this all resolved. But you got to draw a card because of this thing, so make sure that you get that card before you. It was a lot. So good games. I'm glad that both of their new decks went out well. We do have another schedule with them on the 13th, I think, or something. So
Yeah.
keep that going.
Also, I'm happy to report that I really enjoy loot. I really enjoy loot as a
Mm,
commander. Um, not loot itself, but the deck is just kind of like a cast from exile, like cast from not your hands kind of themed deck. That's a lot of fun.
yeah,
So
yeah,
happy
and
with how that
battles.
turned out. And running battles. So
Yeah,
oh, that reminds me actually, I'm gonna make a note. I gotta get better battles.
get better battles.
Well, yeah, because I sold all my rare battles that were worth anything. I think I have like one or two, but they're all just like the uncommon battles that some of them are okay. They're like the best of the uncommons,
Yeah, but
which is
still
like
uncommons.
deal 3 damage for 3 mana. Word.
Yeah, yeah, or 3 mana, discard a card, draw 2 cards.
Yeah, sick.
Like,
So
all right, yeah,
excited for that.
yeah. Well, yeah, no, let's see here. What else we got? Before we and all right, so I know we're supposed to we have Assassin's Creed, Bloomburrow, Duskmourn, all this stuff. I do just want to hit on what I learned on
Huh.
standard.
All right, here we go.
Um
We're brawling.
yeah. So last week I don't know, we kind of joked about Brawl, talked about Brawl, and it got me in the mood to like say like how is Brawl right now in an honest, unbiased, not campy trying to sell it to you opinion. How is Brawl? So I played a whole week of standard Brawl. I did Obeka as my commander. I wanted to pick something long-winded and flashy to see if you could do long-winded and flashy stuff in Brawl, because that's what I want in commander. So if Brawl is going to be the replacement, can I do it? A lot of the games ended up in me milling myself or killing my opponent before I got to do what I actually wanted to do with the deck. So 60 cards is not enough for a singleton if you're trying to like be weird. Like I wanted a bunch of different creature abilities with, a beginning of upkeep triggers. So Obeka, for when she deals damage, you get that many upkeep triggers. I didn't have enough cards to pick from to really build a fun deck. I was able to pick like 5 or 6 upkeep cards that were really important and just relied on those. So it was kind of linear. Um, Only 25 damage for the opponent is not enough. Sometimes I want to punch for 8 in order to get 8 upkeep triggers, and that's almost half of their life total right there.
Yeah.
And if I was doing some chip damage prior just to keep pressure on, now they're dead. And lastly, the card pool was really just kind of standard shit. So I did not have fun in standard Brawl. I was very unimpressed with how quickly it ended, with my inability to power up. People were playing a lot of aggro and treating it as if it was just singleton standard. So, not impressed, dude. You got me. Standard Brawl
Okay.
sucked. So then I was like, all right, let me just try Historic. I go into Historic, same commander. Obeka was going to be the same. I looked in, I was able to add a bunch more stuff. I had Arcane Signet, I had, my command tower. It was nice, mana drain, all this stuff. It was so much better. It was a good time. I had fun playing it. I was able to get loops and triggers and not mill myself because a lot of times, like I said, I was drawing an exile so many cards on my upkeep set, I just mill and die. So it was a lot better, but the life total is still my issue. If we're gonna do something silly like Historic Brawl, I think we need to have a life total of like 30 to 40. The 25 just ain't fucking cutting it, man.
Yeah,
Even
I would say at
1v1.
least 30.
Yeah. Because I feel like just as the ride was getting good, it would just come to an end. So
Yeah.
that's my honest opinion on Brawl. I really I'm impressed with Historic Brawl. It is something I'm going to go back and play with whenever I want to test commanders. That's honestly where it really is if you want to, for 0 money, really test a commander that
What do you
a
mean
new one
zero
could.
money? How do you build the deck?
Oh, I have wild cards laying around all the time. I always
Yeah,
have
and
wild
how do
cards.
you get those wild cards?
Drafting. I just draft a lot when the new sets come out.
And then how do you get draft tokens?
I buy $20 every set.
Oh, so that's how much money it costs to do this.
20, $20, baby. That's $20 a set ain't bad. That ain't
And
bad.
you have to be good at drafting to actually win packs.
Yeah, but also, it's the even if you just consistently lose, you're doing the daily quests, and then you go into the quick
Oh,
drafts, and the quick drafts are free, and you get more from that. And I don't, dude, I do not spend a lot of money on Arena, and I
no, but
always
it's
have
not
wild.
free. It's not free.
No, not free, not free. It's but for the cost of a half a tank of gas, a half a tank of gas, my guy. We are
A
we are
set.
we are fueled for an entire set. I don't know. I
And
love
then
it.
what
I
if
love
you're
it.
several sets behind then?
Just, whatever's going on in life, sacrifice it for the good of Magic. Just give up, what is it? Quit a job, whatever you got to do. Just keep up. I don't know.
Because
If
honestly,
you're,
we've talked about it a million times. That's still the issue with Arena is that there's still too much like startup cost for someone to like if they're not playing like a new player, if they hopped into the game, they can't keep up in historic brawl. And there's no quick way to get there.
hmm, you're right. I am living in a very privileged position of I've been harassing this since day one, and I've got most of the cards. I guess,
Think
I
about a new
mean,
player, completely brand new. They just
completely
started
new.
playing Arena. They just downloaded it.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this then. Before we get into that, would you recommend to a new player to come to Arena or to play paper? Because if you say paper, it's going to be way more expensive for them to only get one deck. So I
I
mean,
mean, well, so hold on. I feel like that's kind of if you're looking at it from a value perspective, yes, I understand what you're saying about like
the cost.
the cost. I will make the counter argument that at least you can sell your physical cards and use that money to buy new cards as opposed to when you unlock something in Arena, if you want to play something else, like you just also have to unlock that. And that at least in paper you can buy exactly what you want as opposed to like having to get enough wild cards to like build up to to get that. You know what I mean? Like you're not guaranteed a wild card every pack that you buy. Obviously, you unlock them over time. So even if you buy like a couple of packs, like you're still not guaranteed to get enough wild cards to get to where you need to be to get the new deck.
That's
But then
true.
also I would recommend to play paper just because I prefer playing in paper from like a social aspect. So that's like a
Yeah.
different like avenue.
Hmm. All right, I hear you on that. I would say Arena would probably be better, besides from financials, because you do make a good point that like yes, you buy in, which costs some money, but you could also sell it out. Although I mean, if you go budget on Arena, the cost of selling out, that money you lost on the sellout, could be comparable to where it would just be to buy. I don't know. Either way, the ability to get reps in on Arena is a great way for new
Yes.
players to learn the triggers, the stack, all that simple stuff, and just in repetition of it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Every turn I draw a card. Every turn this card gets drawn. Um, but
But
yeah,
they
but then
can't
at
play
that point,
historic brawl though,
no, no,
and they're a long way off from doing it.
yeah. Hmm. Well, okay, so I guess let's say not historic bowl. You're playing commander with us. Come on, buddy, build the deck. The decks I'm building right now, as I've been laying it out on Arena, are like $300 to $600. So like even if they pay $80 to get the starter wizard pack and the starter Sparky pack, that might be more than enough than to just build one commander deck. So
You could
I don't
build
know.
a budget commander deck though,
I think what we got to do is
or a
all new players
pre-con.
need to just invest in both immediately, right away. Build
Just
paper and arena
spend more money.
and buy packs. Yeah. That's a good
Wizards, when
advice.
are we getting our sponsorship? Please, God.
Yeah. For real. Episode 33. Come on, man. All right, so yeah, so that's just my standard and historic Brawl notice. So if you are going to play Brawl, if you are looking for a commander alternative, it's definitely there in historic Brawl. It's just you nut a little earlier than you want to. That's life, though, right? So let's move on to all of these announcements now. Let's stick with Arena real quick and just tell me about Arena Direct because I have not really heard about this. I looked it up for a second. What is going on with this?
Yeah, so Arena Direct is like a new way that they're trying to kind of infuse paper and the arena like side of things where you enter a tournament on Arena, and I believe if you get 6 wins, you get a free play booster box of Modern Horizons 3.
Wow, a whole box if you get 6 wins.
Yeah, so event the first one opened.
Is it gonna be 7 wins though? Like, is it gonna be of 7 and just once you hit 6, you're guaranteed a box?
uh
I guess either way, once you hit 6 wins, you know you're getting that box, so I guess it doesn't
yeah.
matter.
So
But
the
typically,
first
there's
event
7
is
wins.
running right now, actually. I didn't realize it had
Mhm.
started.
The 18th,
Sign-ups
sign
close
up today.
tomorrow.
Yep. But it's
Um
$40 to enter. Now that's my problem, is if I'm paying $40 for 1 entry, I mean, that's almost half a booster
oh, is that how
box.
much 5,000 gems are?
Yeah, yeah, because I know 34, let's see. I honestly, it's around $40 because I'm pretty sure the gems are just under a dollar a gem. So if it's 5,000, it'll probably be about $40.
Word.
But yeah, so that's a significant entry to play. And honestly, for $40, you could build an entire deck if you were to just, buy
True.
one of the starters.
But
So
also Modern Horizons 3 play booster box.
yeah.
If
But
you can get
again, so at $40, you could just go buy some packs and guaranteed you're gonna open some shit immediately.
yeah, but a whole box though. It could be more than that.
Okay, but then you have to be grinding the arena and doing drafts in order to get good, in order to get that 6 wins. So,
Sealed best of one using 6 packs, and yeah, 6 wins gets you a box.
nice.
And then the next event in July is also sealed best of one for
Nice.
6 wins in a box.
Okay, so I am complaining that this is a lot of money, but I am interested in entering because sealed is one of my strengths.
I
So,
don't know if I'll enter the one this weekend but get a couple drafts and get used to the sealed environment. I could see myself joining up for the July 12th one because I
mm,
have gotten 6 wins in sealed before. Not a lot, not frequently. But I have done it. So like rolling the dice here.
yeah, rolling the dice. It's like buying packs. So no,
Yeah.
I like this. So this is all that Arena Direct is this just saying if we're gonna start running events that you can get real physical magic cards
Yeah.
boxes sent to your house. Okay. And I
Which
I
as
like it. I
yeah,
like it.
same. Same. As somebody that doesn't usually want to play arena, that kind of entices me because it's like I can get rewarded with what I do like.
Yeah. And I'm saying right now $40 for this entry is a lot, but that does not mean that every entry is going to be for a box, that every entry is going to be $40. Like they might run it where $10 entries for the weekend, we're sending out promo cards and we're all going to get a promo, fibble tip.
But yeah.
So it
Well,
doesn't it there could be different levels is what I'm saying. I don't need to sit here saying $40 is too much because they could change.
plus the I mean a Modern Horizons 3 box is about like $250. Obviously it's
Oh
like
shit, is it really? I thought it was like
oh
140 like all the
no, no,
boxes.
not like a standard box at all.
Holy shit.
It's like
Okay.
premium pricing. So
So
that's
anyway,
why
next
it's
week
40,
listen
yeah.
to how I do in this week's entry because for $40 I'm in.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I thought that was pretty cool. Long story short, I'm a big fan of that. I think that's a great change.
Yeah.
That entices me a little bit more, and it's a great way for Wizards to get people involved in both sides of the game.
Yeah. That's really cool. Okay. Yeah, and I'm excited for when they hold, direct events where, again, $10 entry, but everybody who enters gets this card. That way it's just enter. And then it's some silly like Momir or something like that where you're just playing silly shit. So there's a lot of potential for this, even though it starts off a little sweaty. First off, that's a big prize, and then second off, it could be less going forwards. All right, so yeah, arena talk. Love that shit. What do you want to move on to next? What are you most ready for here?
Bloomburrow. Just quick.
Yeah, let's hit Bloomburrow. So
Yeah. So
what
like,
is it? Like 8 cards were spoiled, right?
I think it was like 4 or 5 more,
Okay.
but I just really love the artwork. Like that's the only thing I wanted to point out. It's just like this is adorable. There's a little mouse with a tiny sword fighting a snake. It just reminds me so much of Redwall, and like from the art we've seen, like look at this fucking frog. Look at this
Yeah,
frog.
that's the card I highlighted it from. It's Sun Shower Druid. It's a little frog just
Look at this
praising the
guy
sun. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's
with
as good as it
drips of
gets.
water and a little squirrel in the back trying to catch some water. Yeah, no.
Oh, look at
Love
that
love the
squirrel.
art direction of the set.
Yeah.
So
So there's a foil of this one going in my frog tribal deck coming up.
when you
So
build it, yeah.
yeah, I mean it's happening when the set comes out. It's happening. Oh, damn, that's
And then
gorgeous.
yeah,
That Jace.
we know that we're having like the visiting planeswalkers set. So nice Jason Mind Sculptor for all the furries out there.
Woof. Dude, yeah, that's nice art. They're treating this one very special. There's a
Yeah,
little TLC in that.
like some watercolor.
So let me just say, I'm drinking Modelo's. So a guy I work with brought some Modelo's, and we were cracking some, and it was so delicious that I'm on it. I'm on that Modelo kick right now. I'm going to be cracking a Kona Big Wave right now. Um, but just so everyone out there thinking we're not brewing, we're brewing right now. Don't you worry.
Yeah, decks and beers.
Yes, always. All right, so Jace, what did they show any others? Because I didn't see Jace, so all I saw were cards from the actual set.
I
So
think Ral got spoiled like the last round of
okay,
Bloomburrow spoilers, and he's like an otter or something.
oh boy, all right,
So yeah, I just think the art pops though.
yeah, I'm excited for that one, and I hope that is what kind of gets you into standard. That'd be cool because it's a good one. All right, let's move to foundations because I'm not too sure about this, but I'm looking at some cards which I'm thinking might be foundations.
Yeah.
So
So it's actually cool that you it's a great transition because what Foundations is a product that's coming out, I believe, after Duskmourn this year, so late this year, I'm fairly certain, of standard legal cards that will be legal until that what they said the quote was at least 2029.
awesome.
So what this is going to be a set of cards that kind of replaces what core sets used to do, which are just non-themed staple cards. And I believe the intention is for this to be a way for new players to get into the game. If they're interested in getting into like standard, there's like, this set of like foundational cards that will not rotate for years. So you have years with them. And with them saying at least 2029, it's very possible that they just continue to allow it to be legal. Maybe they'll add another like foundations too, and just all the foundation sets will always be legal if it's successful. But they're also going to be in like selling like I believe it's like a welcome pack or something for like $30 or $40, which contains like a bunch of kind of like jumpstart similarly, where like you can shut like it's just oh, actually, that's the second product. The first one is like decks that come in like a pre-organized order, I think, and you can there's step-by-step instructions to teach people how to play um with the decks, and then like there's another product for $60 that has a bunch of like jumpstart-esque packs, two for each color, um of like semi-randomized cards that you can like shuffle together to make like different decks and like build your collection. So that's what it is.
That's a really good idea, honestly, to bring some evergreen cards into standard. Um, it's a great thing because I did like the core set where it's like, hey, these are the foundations. The foundations, I see it now.
Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, so okay, Nine Lives Familiar is the one from it that I saw that I do want to talk about. That's awesome that you pulled it up. First off, the sickest of arts. I'm looking at the standard art on it too, and
Just as good,
hell
yeah. But
yeah,
this is great too.
hell yeah. But yeah, so it's a 1/1 for 3 mana that whenever it dies, it comes out with 9 live counters on it, or
8.
whatever counters, 8, and then every time it dies, it comes back. What a awesome flavor! What great artwork! And like, what an it's not powerful, but at the same time, if you need recursion, if you need shit dying, if you need shit entering, like suddenly this is a pretty powerful card at a fair cost. So this is a great example of a foundation card. Let's see.
The only thing that I'm not a fan of is that it's when this creature dies, so you can't like use it to sacrifice and bring it back.
Well, yeah. Isn't sacrifice die? You could do that.
No, sacrifice triggers don't. I don't think would classify
Oh,
as
I,
it
I,
dies
I
triggers.
think so because as long as it goes to the graveyard, it counts as dying. I think as long as it doesn't exile.
Oh, we're gonna have to look up rules on the fly now.
Yes.
Does sacrifice
And I'm useless to this. You're so good at this shit every time. You're
count as dying?
this is your specialty. All right, so yeah, I'm still in my photos. I'm definitely not gonna beat you at this. Go for it.
Um,
Yes. All right, let's just make noises until we find it. That way there's not
dead
that space.
air, dead
Meow,
air.
meow. I'll just drink beer. Meow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, no, that's cool though.
Oh, maybe it. I don't know. Hold on. I'm not trying. I can't find the.
I would think so. As long as it dies. I mean, sacrifice is just another way to die.
But didn't we look this up recently about that though? Wasn't there?
Okay, so specifically, what is it when we're talking about the Drivnod triggers that we looked up recently, and th- when you have to sacrifice a creature, yeah, I know what
You're
you mean.
right.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah, all right, but Drivnod is part of it, but that's different. So what was happening is, oh damn, yeah, I don't know it. The listeners are like, dude, you talked
Was
about this like 3 weeks
somebody in
ago.
the comments post the rules?
Yes, but no, for sure, if you have to sacrifice a creature, it does trigger it dying. Drivnod, it was Drivnod, and because Drivnod doubles death triggers. Hold on, wait, we're gonna pause this, look at this up.
Yeah.
There we go. That's
Yeah.
it. We're gonna use that. Hold
Let's
on.
say we're.
Okay, after much research and development here, we did find out. So yes, sacrificing will cause the death trigger to happen. And then it will come back, so you can sacrifice it to have it come back with one less.
Word.
The thought that we were thinking of was with Drivnod and Kethik, where Kethik says, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature with lesser value and put it out. Now, what I had thought it had done is with Drivnod, which Drivnod says double death triggers. So what I was doing was with Kethik, I would sacrifice a creature, and because I sacrificed that creature, I would try to trigger Kethik twice. But now Kethik isn't a death trigger. Kethik is saying you sacrifice something and then something else
This
happens, which
happens.
isn't saying if a creature dies, this happens. This is just saying, hey, you sacrifice it. That has nothing to do with its death triggers. So that's where I had messed up on my deck build, where Kethik and Drivnod did not work. But then in the little cat scenario, sacrificing does cause the death trigger.
Yeah. So you can use it to like Ashnod's altar and then bring it back.
Yeah. Yeah. Or what is it that fucking the oven? You could oven this cat
Yeah.
too.
Oh shit, witch's oven or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another cat oven combo. Damn. Anyway,
man.
so
Yeah.
foundations.
We had to
Awesome.
figure that out. Yeah. Awesome. All right, so
Also,
foundations.
Omniscience reprint.
Yeah, as a staple, is that's
Yeah,
in
I love
foundations?
that.
Yeah, no, nothing, all this mana we're producing, no problems with an omniscience.
Yeah.
I don't like
Also,
that
we
card.
know it's called
Ban
Omniscience, by the way, audience of 2 or 3 people.
it. Yes.
Just it's a
Yeah.
meme calling it
Yeah.
Omniscience.
Yeah. Omniscience. And then I'm gonna cast Necropotence for free.
Necropotence, yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because we all call it that at some point. At some point, I was like, Necropotence, hell yeah. That's a good card. Gotta get me a Necropotence. All right, so Bloomburrow. So I want to save Assassin's Creed for last because honestly, I have the most to say about that one. What a
Word.
surprise! Let's hit Duskmourn because that was wild seeing this all revealed. Duskmourn
Yeah.
is the next standard set coming up after
No,
Bloomburrow.
Bloomburrow is.
After Bloomburrow, okay.
Yeah.
Um, so the artwork on this set is wild. Apparently, it's very TV related. It feels very Saw.
80s kind of horror movie esque as well.
Yeah. Um, right to the Doomsday Excruciator.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
dude. I thought of you as soon as I saw this.
Yeah. So, all right. So, one of the cards here that we're spoiled. There's only a few cards. We're not really going to cover too many cards. We'll save that for when the set's spoiled. But Doomsday Excruciator is 6 black pips. Just black, 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 black. It's a 6/6 for 6 flying. When Doomsday Excruciator enters, if you cast, each player exiles all but the bottom 6 cards of their library face down. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. So my question is, are you supposed to choose your opponent or yourself for a combo? I don't know.
Each player exiles all but the bottom
Oh,
6 cards.
so everybody.
Yep, it's
Everybody.
the whole table.
Sudden death match. Okay. Well, damn. Now, what do you do with this monster? Like this for 6 black mana, this is so toxic. This is as black as it gets, honestly. All right, it makes sense. What do you even do with this though?
So, okay, so my first thought is Grenzo Dungeon Warden.
Right, but for 6 black, are you running Rakdos?
I mean, you can make 6 black in Rakdos by turn. So you don't think you could hit 6
That's
black
true.
in a 2-color deck?
That's true. Even my standard deck right now, my Rakdos land base is probably enough to do it. So all
I
right.
feel like you can hit 6 black in a 2-color deck.
But all right, so then you're saying stack the bottom 6 with him with Grenzo and then
Yeah,
drop a
like a
Doomsday.
shitty Doomsday.
But all right, so what cards would you put underneath? Let's talk standard for a minute. What 6 cards, like what are you even doing to set
Oh, in
this to that?
standard, I have no idea.
Oh, I know. You set it with just a bunch of draw spells, and then on your turn, you just make your opponent draw the last 6. That's what you do. That's what I would do.
Yeah,
Fuck trying to kill them. They only have 6
just
cards left.
mill him. Yeah, mill it
Yeah.
out when in doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just stack mill cards on it. Okay.
I mean, yeah, this and Joey's mill deck Phoenix. You
Yeah.
know, just put everyone at 6
Oh,
and then immediately mill them like for 6 with anything that's out.
yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So, Joey needs to put in a few more swamps, a few tutors, and a Doomsday Excruciator. I like it. It's pretty cool artwork too. I love that they did the 6 black pips. Do you think there's gonna be 6 blue pips, 6 red pips,
I
and all
mean,
that
I don't
shit?
know. Well, hold on. Is there the green one?
Well, so
There-
there's a green one. There is a enduring tenacity. Oh no, no, that's not a green one. No, there's no green one that's out. Bop, 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 bop.
No, yeah, the green one.
Oh, okay. Let me.
The green one.
All right, I'm looking. I'm
Overlord of
looking.
the Hauntwoods. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay, which is 3 green, green.
Yeah,
So
so
that's 5 mana and
not
not
the
all
same.
pips. And it
But
has
look
the
at that
impending.
fucking thing.
So I think the Overlord of the Haunts is in line with the enduring tenacity. I think there's
Yeah,
going to
but
be a
not
set of it. Oh, but that
not
doesn't have
this.
impending either. Oh, okay. Maybe not.
I don't know, but that art is fucking cool as hell. I don't know a way to make this bigger, but fuck yeah.
Yeah, and the borderless art is just as creepy. Way too many arms. Chill out on the arms.
Plus, this is
Uh
cool as hell. I like the tapped colorless land token named everywhere.
yeah. I like that the impending is just better suspend. It's it's suspend meets prototype. So it's like you could cast this for the full cost, or you could cast it for cheaper, but then it's got to go on the shelf for a little bit. So impending is definitely going to be useful. I think that's going to be good in Commander and most other sets as long as they do powerful cards. Good mechanic. Um, but yeah, I really like the aesthetic of this, and also so there's something that you taught me. So anyone still listening to this podcast right now, um, when a new set is announced, and you showed me this with the Lord of the Rings, that paid off huge for me. When a new set is announced and they have that special bundle that's announced, the holiday bundle, what was that? The Phyrexian had that slick bundle,
Oh yeah,
the complete bundle. That's what it was. Whenever these specialty bundles come out, go to Amazon and just pre-order it immediately. You don't get charged until it's shipped. You get it guaranteed at the price announced. And once whatever bullshit is announced that makes it a special bundle is announced and all the hype happens and the prices skyrocket, you're locked in at this price. And if it's a dud, cancel your pre-order, no damage. So I did that already for this nightmare bundle for this set. I just went in, pre-ordered it for $78. And honestly, for $78, you're getting 6 play packs, 2 collector's packs, and a bunch of bullshit. So even if nothing was special, that's a good price in itself. So
yeah.
thank you for that tip. I follow it anytime I see a special bundle now. I just go and pre-order it because you never know what the cost is going to do.
And then check it out on MVP Sports and Games. Maybe you can get it cheaper.
Damn, there it is. Look at you. All right.
More
What do you got there?
Duskmourn. They made a FOMO card, which I feel like is the fucking funniest thing in the world. Fear of missing out? Like, are you kidding me? Also, this
And
card
it's a
is fucking
creature.
cool. Yeah. 2 mana for a 2/3 enchantment creature. I like that they have the Theros like enchantment borders. I think that might be standard now for enchantment creatures. I'm not sure. Or maybe
Yes.
all enchantments. Um ETB, discard and draw. And if you have Delirium, so Delirium's coming back, which is cool because I enjoy Delirium.
Good set
Whenever
for Delirium. This
Oh
is a
yeah,
great
dude.
mechanic for this.
Whenever it attacks for the first time each turn, if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, untap that creature after this phase. There's an additional combat phase.
Honestly, that's a little crazy.
So it only untaps one thing. So you got to be strategic with it, but it's a 2 mana creature that can like make extra combats, which is always cool.
Yeah. 2 mana, 2/3. It does have to attack. But I mean, even just a 2 mana, 2/3 that when it enters, discard a card and draw a card, that's enough. That's pretty cool. Because
Yeah,
normally
so
it's a 2 mana, 2/1 that does that. So like a 2 mana, 2/3 doing that is hell
you're
yeah.
filtering. It trades favorably at the 2 mana level. I feel like with 3 toughness, that's pretty
Hell
decent.
yeah.
And
Yeah, for red.
if you're playing something low to the ground, get your instant in there, get your sorcery in there, discard a land, and then you're attacking twice with one creature. I don't know. I just feel like it's a pretty solid card. I also love the fact that it's FOMO.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a really cool card. I definitely see myself putting it in a deck.
This card I think is fucking cool as hell. Nowhere to run, 2 mana, 1 and a black for an enchantment with flash. When an ETB's target creature an opponent controls gets -3, -3. So like pretty, I feel like pretty decent removal, right? At 2, -3, -3 will kill most 1, 2, and 3 drops.
Yeah.
Um, and then creatures your opponents control can be the targets of spells and abilities as though they didn't have hexproof, and ward abilities of those creatures don't trigger. So you get past hexproof and ward.
I hate that they have to write that whole thing on for Ward now, but also that is some important text right there. That's great. Because there's that Saruman where it's Ward sacrifice a legendary
Yeah, like
permanent.
fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, suddenly that's not a problem. I like that. This is a cool card, and it might even be playable in standard because ward is a problem right now. So
Yeah, so Nowhere to Run I thought was pretty damn cool.
yeah,
And
and
then
it
this
removes
card,
something. It's removal, and at the same time, peskiness. So fuck yeah. All right, what the fuck is that card?
dude, Screaming Nemesis, 2 in a red for a 3/3 spirit with haste. Whenever Screaming Nemesis is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target, so your Bresh Taunter type. If a player is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life for the rest of the game.
Damn, that's dirty. It's like it haunts them. If it dies, it
Yes,
just like jumps and haunts
for
them.
the rest of their lives.
Good theme.
Yeah, I just feel like a 3 mana 3/3 that like
With
a
haste. With haste.
yeah, when it's dealt damage, deals it to anybody. So, what isn't this like the ultimate chump blocker? Because not only are you dealing that much damage to whomever, but you're also like condemning them to never gain life for the rest of the game.
Yeah. This is see, like this is a good card in my opinion to attach Demonic Ruckus to. So Demonic Ruckus is it's a plot card. You can plot it for 1 red, and it's an aura. When it gets equipped to a creature, that creature gets +1/+1, has trample, and has menace. And when that creature dies, you draw a card. So Screaming Nemesis is one of those cards that's perfect for that. So like you drop Screaming Nemesis, you put the plot, for 1 red mana, you put this thing on it. It now has +1/+1, trample, and menace, and it's swinging in as a 4/4 with haste. They're eventually going to have to block that shit. Once the shit dies, it's going to deal damage to them, which is 4 damage. You're going to draw a card. The trample hopefully gets a little bit through, and now they can't gain life. And for 1 red mana for the Demonic Ruckus, and then you get that card draw. Like, I don't know. This is cool because this is something they have to handle. But when they handle it, they're knowing they're getting pinned. And when they get pinned, they know that they're haunted. And I'm going to be running some Screaming Nemesis. This is a really cool card. I'm glad it's not legendary. You could get 2 or 3 of them down. You could just play this in a burn shell. This is
Yeah,
probably the
this
coolest
looks
card.
cool.
Yeah. Damn. This gets my aggressive mind going.
So that's all my Duskmourn call outs.
So I have to ask then, how do you feel about, so we saw just a little bit of Duskmourn, a little bit of Bloomburrow. But compared to how we felt when we saw Murders just a little bit and Thunder Junction just a little bit, how do you feel with these sets compared to them?
Much more excited.
Yes.
Much more excited in general. I feel like going into Murders, it was like, oh, I'm excited for Investigate to be a thing. That's pretty cool. And then Outlaws, I kind of like wasn't super into, and then like after the fact, kind of like, okay, this set's pretty decent. Like more so, Outlaws got saved for me because they jammed so many like valuable cards in there. So like the set itself is like good to buy just because like, you know, there's so many different cards you can get. But
Yeah.
these sets, Bloomburrow specifically, is like the art direction I love. And it kind of reminds me of like Lore Wind. Like I just like the idea of like small little like things going on. And then Duskmourn mechanically seems fucking awesome. So very excited for these.
Yeah. I agree 100%. That's kind of why I asked, is because my feeling to these is immediately right at home, being very comfortable with these, whereas to the other ones I was a little timid and like, well, you're gonna have to prove yourself to me. So I'm excited. This is gonna be a fun few months of standard, and I don't know, it just seems like Magic moving forwards right now is in a pretty cool spot for some cool sets. No weird shit coming up, except the Final Fantasy, which is weird in a good way. So
Oh, I'm hyped for that.
I know a lot of people are saying Assassin's Creed is kind of like a nonsense thing, but like I said, that's what I'm most excited for, and I think they did a good job on that. So
Well, my pulse on Assassin's Creed, I guess that's a perfect time to transition now.
we might as well, right? Wait. One more. Can you pull up the chainsaw?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Just because I really I think in it's gonna be good and limited. But I think that the artwork on it and the flavor on that card, although not a flashy card, is so badass. Yeah. So it's a common card, right? It's common.
No, it's rare.
Is that a rare?
Yeah,
Okay.
2 mana, artifact equipment. ATB deals 3 damage to up to one target creature, so bolt. Uh no, what's the 2 mana? Is that spark? Whatever the fuck it is, I don't remember.
Lightning
Light
strike,
lightning strike, there it is.
lightning bolt. Yeah, lightning. I don't know.
Yeah. Whenever one or more creatures
Whatever.
die, put a rev counter on it. So that's just anywhere on the map. And equipped creature gets XO, where X is the number of rev counters on it, which is a fucking awesome flavor.
Yeah, yeah. I really like this. If you have some, I mean, any Rakdos, you're gonna be killing shit. You're gonna be throwing thing right now. Mercenary and outlaws is a big thing. Targeting for crime is big. I know you're not playing standard, but right now there is a lot of Rakdos crime and outlaw decks going around. Remember when I said Vile Smasher was very disappointing and a piece of shit card? It's
Yeah.
everywhere right now. It's
Uh
everywhere. So my
well, I
bad.
really I really like this card a lot too, because even just running like, yeah, mono red burn, like lightning strike definitely saw play. Okay, so this isn't an instant, sure, like, you're playing this at sorcery speed, but I don't think a turn 2 zap their creature. Now this has a rev counter on it. So now you just have this sitting out there, and then maybe you don't want to like equip it, like, right away, but it's still gaining rev counters regardless if it's equipped or not. And then later in the game, when you're running out of gas and need to put some extra damage in, you just pay the equip costs. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have anything in your hand. You just drew another mountain, but this gives your creature like +4/+0.
Yeah.
Might
Yeah. I
as well
mean,
put it on.
just think about turn 1, you drop a Swift Spear with prowess, and then turn 2, you drop this, you kill a creature, it gets a rev counter on it, opens the way for your prowess.
Swings for
Your
2.
your Swift
Yeah.
Spear, it swings in. Next turn, okay, so you don't equip it. You do a little bit more burn. You kill another creature, it gets another rev counter. The next turn, you equip that onto your Monastery Swift Spear. You cast a 1 mana bolt spell. Now your prowess triggers. It has the +2/+0. It swings in. Your opponent has already lost 2 creatures. I mean, yeah, this is a sure way to just, when your opponents are already losing all their creatures, suddenly there's like a 7/3 that's swinging at them, and they block with it, and your creature dies, but the chainsaw just gets 2 more rev counters on it because 2 creatures died, and now it's sitting on the side ready to get equipped
Yeah.
with something else. Definitely threatening, definitely something that can build up, and if built around, can be a pivotal part. I'd like to say this is my first time ever recording in my underwear. I am wearing nothing but my undies. So
Oh, this is your first time?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I always put the pants on for the cast, but
Oh no, yeah. I haven't in a long time.
oh damn, look at that. And so I'm working at a Walmart, and I was walking through overnight, and they had these underwear. I don't know if you ever heard of Pair of Thieves. Um, Great underwear. They fit great. They're really cool, but they're a little expensive. And they had 2 pair packs for $3 on sale. And they had my size, so I bought 3 packs. I got myself 6 pair of underwear for $9 of some good shit. I'm packing that premium undie right now. So sponsored by Pair of Thieves underwear. Just kidding. We're never getting sponsored. So we'll just make them up. Yeah, that's a lot about my underwear. Here we go. Assassin's Creed, man. Now, this is the set that's coming up most recently. The whole set has been spoiled. This set is modern legal. It is going to be playable in modern, but obviously these motherfuckers are commander cards. Um, there's a few I want to talk about, so we'll finish up on Assassins. But let me first ask, how do you feel about this set? Do you like it? Is this something that you're going to be buying?
So it's actually, when I first heard about Assassin's Creed, my thoughts were, I don't give a fuck about the Assassin's Creed IP, but let the Assassin's Creed fan eat. You know what I mean? Like, cool.
Yeah.
Now that I've seen the set spoiled, and I feel like myself and I feel like a lot of the community, I feel like there's some very interesting designs in here, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
there's
the
a lot of
cards are really
cards.
outshining. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of cards that I was actually pleasantly surprised were like pretty cool that I would be interested in. The only detriment that I feel like I should talk about up front is that the fact that like the way that they're doing like the small set again, like they did with Aftermath, and I understand that like it was probably too late in design to like switch it when they realized that Aftermath like was nobody wanted it. So it's like I almost feel like okay, cool, like let other people open the cards so I can buy singles, but like if nobody's interested in buying packs, like how are the singles going to get on the market? And like
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever bought any like Aftermath packs, but like the fact that it's the same, like okay, I got the same like six uncommons and like one or two of the rares is like very frustrating.
Okay, I'm gonna have to disagree on this, um, because so yes, for the aftermath opening it up, it was a little disappointing. You're not getting as many packs and this and that. But I see this set specifically on the count of all of the cards are good as like if you go to buy Starburst and instead of buying the normal pack of Starburst, you buy the reds only. So it's like, yes, your options are not as varied. You're gonna be kind of hit and repeats. But these are the best ofs. These are good things. You're not dealing with the oranges and the yellows. Get them the fuck out of there. And you're just opening nothing but pinks and reds. So I think if they are going to do a small set, a small pack like this, have all of the cards absolute bangers. That way, even if you are opening up repeats, they're going to be
They're
something that you want
decent.
to eat over and over again.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Um,
but I
yes.
do get it because it's also like I would like to get everything, but if it is going to be a small pile, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, I just wish they did it like they did Fallout, where if you buy the four commander decks, you have all the cards from the set, and you can buy packs if you want like fancy versions of those cards.
Yeah,
Fallout was
yeah.
the best
You're
way to
right.
do that.
You're right, and for the people like me who do want to open packs like this, we're gonna have a great time. And then for people like you who are gonna buy the singles of it, you're gonna get a good price on them as long as you don't buy like the fucking wild version of it, and everybody's happy.
All right.
The problem with this set though is, so I'm at a point where I'm trying not to build any more commander decks. Playing so much Obeka these past 2 weeks, I'm currently building Obeka, but the problem is, I also now don't know if I'm going to build Obeka because I have to build my frog soon. But the problem with that is there are 4 fucking commanders in Assassin's Creed itself that I want to build.
Damn.
So that's the biggest problem with Assassin's Creed is it gave me commanders I want to build with immediately.
All right, so let's talk about some of them
Okay, let's start with the first one. Maybe not the most flashy one, but Cleopatra, Exiled Pharaoh.
right here.
2 black red. I'm sorry, 2 black green. It's a human noble 2/4. So for 4 mana 2/4, she has allies at the beginning of your end step. Put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 other target legendary creatures. She also has betrayal. Whenever a legendary creature with counters on it dies, draw a card for each counter on it. You lose 2 life. So you draw as many cards as the counters, but you only lose 2 life. It's not that you lose 2 life for each counter on it. I like this because I want to build this as the bad bitches of the multiverse deck and just have like Glissa and Cleopatra and Hepatra and just have like all those bad,
Children.
yeah, dude, just all of the queens of the multiverse in black and green just
I
be
love that.
in this. Yeah, dude. And like, because they're all allies, but they all have some betrayal in them, and they're all doing like death touch and first strike and assassins. I thought it would have been fun to do it. It's I mean, let's also say she would be phenomenal in Joda, the five
Oh
card
yeah.
Joda. I mean, just coming in, putting the counters on it whenever one of them dies, drawing cards, and so if you have a Joda deck, this is definitely worth putting into it. But her as the queen of it all, and just letting all of the ladies get down. So
See
I
what I
like
love
this card.
about that strategy you just said is that like I feel like it's so flavorful, but B, I feel like you could still make a very powerful deck with that parameter. Like it's not like a silly like you're reaching. Like there's plenty of very powerful female legendary Golgari cards that you could put in here that I could feel like. I mean, it wouldn't have a theme beyond like the art theme, so like it would just be basically Golgari good stuff, but like with chicks on it. But at the same time, I still feel like you can make a very like coherent, powerful deck doing that.
Yeah, I mean, to just Veraska would be in here. The Michonne from The
Oh,
Walking
dude.
Dead would
Okay,
be in
fucking
here,
make that, dude. What?
right?
I'm so
Yeah, man.
excited to see that happen.
Yeah. So that was the first card in this set before I even looked at like power or anything. Where I was like, this could be my Golgari
Oh,
deck.
you got to get the Egyptian fucking
Oh yeah, the
alternate version.
borderless foil, bro.
Yeah,
If they have a serialized, I might even go for the serialized because I really do like. I think this card is great, Cleopatra. Um, all right, let's just go it all in for the commanders. Eivor Wolfkist is the next
oh,
one.
right here. Perfect.
There it is. So I was just talking to Troy, and honestly, so I don't know if I would build this or if I think Troy would want to build this. But so when we played with Troy, he was playing that new Naya deck. Um, and when I talked to him this week or last week, he was kind of like, I don't really like the trigger of it. It was hard to work around. I'm still looking for a Naya deck. And Eivor Wolfkist is 3 red, green, white, legendary creature, human assassin warrior, 7/6. So 6 mana, 7/6 with trample and haste. Woof. Whenever Eivor deals combat damage to a player, you mill that many cards. You may put a saga card and or land card from among them onto the battlefield. So this is an aggressive woman right here that is also doing saga stuff. So very much spoke to me. You can build 6 saga stuff. You can just drop them out while dealing damage, and it's ramping you. Just like the ramping, I don't know why it has to ramp too. It's like you're already getting sagas and dealing that damage.
Yeah,
It's like also get that land too while you're in there. Just awesome. And then the artwork on that card. Um, I want to get a playmat of that artwork, and I want to play her. That's the shit.
that's the shit. So if I can actually hop in here,
Yes.
a commander that I called out that I'm interested in is in the same colors, and I feel like they would both go in the same deck. Is Sigurd Jarl of Ravensthorpe, which is 3 mana Naya for a 3/3, Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Boast with 1, and you can put a lore counter on target saga you control, or, which is very interesting to me, remove one from it. Whenever you put a lore counter
Oh,
on a saga you control, put a 1/1 counter on up to one other target creature. So, like, the fact that you can remove a counter and then use that to reactivate, like, some of, like, you can constantly keep your sagas out because then it's like, I think you can respond to. Hold on, I don't actually know. I don't know if you can respond to the final counter being put onto it to remove it,
hmm.
because I feel like it's like, say,
Once
like,
it's gone, it just disappears. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
put third counter on it, do the thing, and then destroy it. Like, I don't know if you can circumvent that, but you could definitely use like the middle one or the first ability more than once, and I feel like that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, like even just adding on to it, or you could even. So what would it be? It would be, I guess, Strionic Resonator would be the best. Like those triggers where it's like where you can have it triggered twice, where you move it back one and then you move it forwards one. That way you could just keep on ending up in the same spot and it's kind of moving, you're getting 2 triggers. Um, so it's a shame that this wasn't out for the Pride Day, because Erevar and Sigurd as partners would have been top notch. I mean, they should have partnered. This would be wild if they had partner
Yeah,
because they go hand in hand. Did you play Valhalla? Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
no,
Okay, if you are to play an Assassin's Creed, Valhalla or Odyssey are the ones to do. Valhalla was phenomenal, fucking phenomenal.
Black Flag, my guy. Come on.
Black Flag is still one of my favorites.
The
But
greatest.
how many have you played? Just Black Flag? Because like
I
I'm
played Assassin's Creed 2. I played Black Flag. I played not Origins.
Odyssey.
I have Odyssey. I haven't played. I played like 2 seconds of it.
Odyssey was good.
No, the one where it's like the American Revolution.
Was 3
Oh, then 3. Yes. Then I played 2, 3,
with the Native
4.
American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, and then I skipped to whichever one Odyssey is. And then I haven't played Valhalla. I never played what the was it one like kind of magical? Was that Valhalla? That was like the magical one?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. It was, the Norse based.
Oh, hold on. Going back to like the removing of the counters, like I just looked up all the Naya sagas, and like Elspeth conquers death, exile target permanent, putting controls of the converted mana cost they're greater. Like you could just keep cycling that over and over again.
Oh my god, yeah, just ugh. Yeah, because it's not even like returns when the saga leaves. It's just like, hey, just get rid of this, get rid of that. Every turn, get rid of this. Yeah. Dude, sagas are a thing. Sagas are a thing, and they keep on adding, support for it. So
Also, shocking, 84 sagas in Naya, so you have plenty of sagas to pick from.
84. Look at that. Yeah. All right, cool. So it's definitely buildable. These cards, whichever one you choose as the commander, whether you want to be a little bit more aggressive and just stomp them down, or if you want to be a little more tactical and manipulate them, wherever one goes, the other one's going in the 99.
Then again, do you just run Tom Bombadil and put
and
all
put
of these in there with the merfolk that does the same, like that does some shit?
Fuck yeah, dog. All right. Tom Bombadil is still the answer.
I was gonna say it just feels like why would you just not pick Tom Bombadil at that point?
Yeah. And like I said, some of my favorite sagas are blue. Like blue's got good stuff in the sagas, so you're gonna want to get in there.
Word. Okay. What's your next commander? I know you mentioned you had 3.
Well, so okay. So
or maybe more than 3.
It's my there's one to mention, but if I was to talk about one I want to build, Alexios Diamos of Cosmos is 3 in red. There he is. Yo, so it's 3 in a red, so it's a 4-mana 4/4 with trample. Alexios attacks each combat if able, can't be sacrificed, and can't attack its owner. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player gains control of Alexios, untaps it, and puts a 1/1 counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn. So it has to attack. Everybody gets it. It gets a 1/1 counter on every turn, and no one can fucking sacrifice it. Because that's my problem with Xantra. Xantra is one of my favorite commanders ever. Xantra is my Rakdos, my baby, my girl. And whenever you give it to someone, they just sacrifice it. Or they don't attack with it because they don't have to attack with her. So Alexios is a better version of Xantra without the triggered ability to allow people to drain her by drawing cards. But dude, this is pretty cool.
Okay, so
now
what
do you got pulled up there? What do we got? Okay, hit me.
Because I saw this discussion online. So
all right.
I also like Alexios. How does he compare to Slicer? So I feel like Slicer is fulfilling a very similar role. So Slicer is 5 mana for a 3/4. You can play it for 3 as a fucking car, whatever. But it's double strike haste. And at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of Slicer at the end of the turn. If you do, untap Slicer, goad it, and it can't be sacrificed this turn. If you don't, convert it.
I mean, they're similar. I like that they both can be sacrificed. What are your thoughts on this?
So Slicer has the double strike on it, so I feel like
put an equipment on it and suddenly it's just
and then now it's bopping for a lot. But on the other hand, Alexios has trample, it's 1 mana cheaper. Um, it's hard to say. I feel like I like Alexios a little bit better
Yeah.
because honestly, what the deciding factor is almost the fact that Slicer's goaded, so he can hit you later, whilst Alexios can never hit you.
Right. I also I mean I get why the argument would be Slicer is more powerful. The double strike, like you said, is a big factor. Um, but I mean Alexios is getting a 1-1 counter every turn. Um, and like you said, there's no way of him ever coming back to bite you. Um, and the trample Slicer doesn't have trample, right?
No,
Just
just
double
double
strike.
strike and haste.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean the trample alone might end up being more useful than anything else. And I like that it's straightforward. It's one side. It's just one card. You know what's happening. You don't have to keep on transforming it. So
Are you ready for
I'm
another live brew session? Because I agree with you. I think we both agree that Alexios is the way to go.
yeah, yeah. All right, brew session. What are we brewing, dog?
All right, so there is a card, Killian Ink Duelist, that I have always since since this set came out, since Strixhaven came out, always kind of putzed around with the idea of this commander as like a concept. It's a 2 mana 2/2 lifelink menace. Spells you cast to target a creature cost 2 less to cast. Now, I feel like my head views this as single target removal tribal. I know that like it's kind of a pseudo Voltron control commander as well because it's affecting the auras and whatnot that can be put onto it. But I love it as like a single target removal commander as well because now you can cast your like utter end for white black instead of 4, which is
Yeah,
huge. Or Anguished Unmaking is 2 now, or not murder, but like one of the many 1 and 2 black removal spells now just 1 black pip. So like that's super cool. Tying in with our Assassin's Creed conversation is I really like I saw this guy Shay Cormac, and
hmm
he reminds me of a very similar kind of play style. So he's white and a black for 1/1, human knight rogue, which is cool typing, and then you can pay 1. Permanents your opponents control lose hexproof, indestructible, protection, shroud, and ward till the end of turn. So for 1 mana, you can peel away essentially every protection that the game has currently.
yeah.
And
Spread
then
them wide
whenever
open.
yeah, and then whenever a creature an opponent controls becomes the target of a spell or ability you control, put a bounty counter on it, which I thought you'd like because, Mr. Original Bounty Counter Man over there. And
You
then
know it.
whenever a creature with a bounty counter on it dies, put 2/1/1 counters on Shay Cormac. So between the two, which do you think is the better single target removal commander?
Man, Shay Cormac, just the fact that no one can protect themselves, there is no hiding from him. He's like a steel obligator. It's like
Yeah,
uh
he's coming. He's Marsh.
yeah,
All right,
yeah, yeah. It's
I
like
need the
you don't have,
Marsh altar on this.
yeah. Yeah. No, did I fuck that up? Steel Overseer?
No, Steel
Steel Obligator?
Inquisitor.
Steel Inquisitor. Okay. All right. The Obligator. Okay. Oof. I gotta be careful. I'm a fucking Casimir veteran now. I can't be fucking up stuff like that. But yeah, so I personally think he would be good. Um, but so what I would do if I was building something like that is I would put a bunch of curses in this deck too, because curses are going to target them. So your curses are going to be cheaper also. You just, it's is it permanence or just
Permanent your
that's
opponent's control.
okay. So it's not them. Because I was gonna say, like, because it's just a spell. So if you were to target them with any sort of curses, it would be way cheaper, but that it's not gonna work that way. But you could do auras. So anything that any sort of what is it, O-rings and stuff like that is also gonna be cheaper. So enchantments that are targeting them is also gonna happen, which I would definitely look into. Uh
Is the card draw only on the Mardu bounty counter person? Is there any card
yeah,
draw from bounty counters not in Mardu?
no, the Mathis is the only one that I mean, there's a lot of black that puts bounty counters on. So there's tons of way to put bounty counters, but the only way to get that card draw and life gain from the bounty is from Mathis himself. He is the guy who makes that happen.
Damn. Still like Shay McCormick though. I think that like the 1 mana peel away and it doesn't have to be when you're attacking too. It could be, hey, someone has an Avacyn out. You have removal. I'll pay the 1 to make you be able to just wreck it. You know what I mean? Like that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's why Shadow Spear is so good. I bought a Shadow Spear for $4, and I always have that in rotation in a deck because that card is something else.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. Any thoughts on free running? Do you like that ability? So free running is you may cast a spell for its free running cost if you dealt combat damage to a player this turn with an assassin or commander. So as long as you hit someone with assassin or commander, you can cast spells that have free running for what's going to be less.
Yeah, it's
Is this something that's going to be useful?
Ninjutsu at home.
Yeah, or it's what's the spectacle? Whenever you would deal damage to as long as an opponent was dealt damage, you could pay spectacle cost. That's kind of what I see free runner as. It's just the damage has to be done by a commander or assassin.
I like it. I think it's cool. You know, I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, it's like disguise or something. Also, there is a new disguise card, Aveline de Grand Depris, 2 green. So if I was to go for the 3 color, disguise is black green for a 3/3. Whenever a creature you control with death touch use combat damage to a player, put that many 1/1 counters on that creature. That's pretty powerful. So if that fits a deck, that'll do it. I'd like to put it somewhere. Dude, this set just has so many good cards. I'm looking through like Javi, Raton Notakdenton.
Sure. Sure.
That one, my favorite.
Yeah, that I want to run that just so that I can never say the name correctly.
Raton Notakdenton. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Native Americans.
Yeah, I can't read the
Indians
name. It's all over. Hatham Kenway. Dude, all right. Hatham Kenway. 2 white blue for a 3/3. Human Knight. Protection from assassins. Badass. Other knights you control get +2/+2 and have protection from assassins. So it's like, get the knights ready. We're going for the assassins. When Hatham Kenway enters the battlefield, for each opponent, exile up to 1 target creature that player controls until Hatham Kenway leaves the battlefield. So Kenway's coming in. He's arresting motherfuckers. He's pumping up the squad. Everybody's on their toes because he shows up, and ain't no assassins getting past Hatham. Fucking cool. That is such an Azorius thing. Like, for an Azorius creature, this is how to do it. I love it.
And I love it too because like it slots so easily into like the Jadar, whatever the fuck his name is, pre-con from March of the Machine, where they introduce like Bant Knights. Like that's the best part about, like, I love when cards from sets can fit in well out of their like little bubble of like Assassin's Creed cards.
Yeah, just like touch tips across the multiverse.
Yeah. Right next to him, I really liked Socrates, Athenian Teacher. 1 white blue for a 0/4 with Defender that has hexproof when it's untapped, and you can tap it until end of turn. Creature gains if this creature would deal combat damage to a player, prevent it, and then this creature's controller and that player each draw half that many cards rounded down.
Yeah, I really like this card. I think this is a fun mechanic. You know, I kind of like the group hug stuff, but like, how would you build this?
I wouldn't build just that.
Okay.
Well, or I would build it like it. Unfortunately, I feel like I'd have to build it like control stacks, like where you're like your group hugging, everyone's drawing cards, but secretly like now you're sitting on like, okay, I'm gonna put up my propaganda, I'm gonna put up my sphere of safety.
Smothering Tithe.
Smothering Tithe is out. Oh, you're trying to get rid of something. I'm just gonna counter it. Like, but hey, like, you know, we could draw
Get
cards.
That card draw.
Because I keep hitting you in the air with my like 3/2 bird.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, and then
So it'd be
dropping
annoying.
Avacyn, and yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I wouldn't build this, but I do like that. Like I like the idea.
But if you did, it would not be fun. I
No, it
got
wouldn't
you.
be fun for anybody.
Dude, I love that Assassin's Trophy got reprinted in this. Like,
Yeah.
damn, that has to be in there.
Yeah, I feel like when they made the set, they were like, okay, this is card number one.
Yeah,
The last
which is
card I
fair.
want to point out, non-legendary, is Become Anonymous. And it's 4 mana for an instant, two blue. Exile target non-token creature you could non-creature, non-token creature you own. End the top 2 cards of your library in a face-down pile. Shuffle that pile, then cloak the cards. Enter the battlefield tapped.
Hmm.
I I love this card because this is exactly a Yu-Gi-Oh card that's very popular, or not currently very popular, but like when Yu-Gi-Oh first came out, it was like one of the OG like very strong cards, and I think Yu-Gi uses it in the show. It's magical hats, where like, you know, you make 3 like hat tokens and your creature's like hidden under one of them or some shit like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like this is now, you know, the Magic's Yu-Gi-Oh magical hats, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, 4 mana is a bit much, but that is a good way to protect yourself and kind of get 2 more creatures on the battlefield. So instead of losing one, you now have 3 creatures, and
Yeah,
it's
you're
sneaky.
blanking your removal. You have 3 creatures out now, and you could flip them up, you know,
Yeah,
for its mana cost again. So you know,
yeah, I'm all
yeah,
for that. That's nice. Um, okay, I know we're running late here, but I do want to just say Staff of Eden, because I doubt we're going to talk about Assassin's Creed again. So let's just do it.
yeah.
So for Joey specifically, his Gonti deck, Staff of Eden Vault's Key is this, it's a 6 mana mythic legendary artifact. But when Staff of Eden Vault's Key enters the battlefield, put target legendary permanent card not named Staff of Eden Vault's Key from the graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So it's going to return a fat creature from your. And sometimes if your commander dies, let it go to the graveyard. Everyone's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then you drop this, you get your commander back, and then you can tap it to draw a card for each permanent you control but don't own. And in decks like Gonti, there's going to be 3, 4. You know, it's even if you pulled a land from someone, this thing is just a 6 mana, return a creature to the battlefield, and tap for draw 4,
Draw card.
something like that. Draw
Yeah.
4. You know, so I like it. This is definitely something you need to have a deck for. But if you are one of those motherfuckers that are stealing cards, this is something you might want to put in there. And then we also
Uh,
do have to just call out. Oh, what's up?
well, I was gonna say Staff of Eden is probably gonna make its way into my Blink deck as well.
Oh, just for the ability to keep on bringing back creatures.
Yeah, and then I'll just bring back creatures from other people's graveyards and then tap it for card draw.
Oh shit.
Because
Okay.
every time I blink it, I'll just get a new creature from their graveyard, and then that's another card that I could draw with it.
Fuck. Yes.
Yeah, in fact, you can tap it, draw cards, ETB steal something, tap it, draw a card, blink it, it comes back untapped, steal something else, now you tap it for 2.
Nice, dude. Awesome. Because reading this is definitely not a card you're going to be putting into a lot of commander decks, but the ones that
No,
want
but
it, this is some
specific.
cool
Yeah,
shit.
very specific. What
Yeah,
was the next card you
very
were going to
nifty
call
too.
out?
Just the other Excalibur, Sword of Eden, again, because I know we're not talking about Assassin's Creed again after today. We need to talk about this 12 mana legendary equipment. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of historic permanents you control. So if you have a high CMC commander, if you are just running a few legendaries, if you're Joda, whatever it is, cheap as shit, and it says equipped creature gets +10, +10, and has vigilance. And its equip cost is 2. So the cast of it's heavy. If you could put it out, you know, from your hand without having to pay its mana cost, or if you have legendaries or whatever, it comes out +10. Oh, +10 plus O. That's important. Never noticed that. Looks like +10 +10 to me. +10 plus O, and has vigilance, and its equip is only 2. So any sort of Voltron or any sort of commander, like let's say I was to build Obeka, let's say I build Obeka, and then this gets put onto it, and it already has evasion, and now suddenly I'm getting 10 extra upkeep steps, and let's say maybe I have double strike on it already, and now I'm getting
Ew.
20 extra upkeeps. So I don't know, Excalibur's some wild shit.
My like quick shout out is the
Yeah.
Capitoline. I've never heard it said out loud. Capitoline
Okay.
Triad. 10 mana, 7/7 for a legendary creature, God Artificer, which is cool as hell. But
Yeah.
this spell costs one less to cast for each historic card in your graveyard. And then you can exile any number of historic cards from your graveyard with total mana value 30 or greater to get an emblem with creatures you control have base power and toughness 9/9. Um, I'm definitely gonna try this out in my Eldrazi deck.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, absolutely. That thing is wild.
And I
I
think it's
I
one
lo
of the first non-planeswalkers that don't make an emblem, actually.
Oh, interesting. Have we gotten, emblem removal yet? I know they're talking about it.
No.
It hasn't happened yet, right? I love how the card itself looks kind of like godly. Like it really does kind of represent itself. Now, I'm pretty sure the first time we meet them in the game, right next to it, that Apple of Eden or whatever, I'm pretty sure that is what brought them about to give the first words to Desmond. I remember going through that too, as I forget who we had to steal it from. I play, like I said, I played a lot of these, and I remember the first time we started talking to the old gods, and they were telling us how it went down, and that was a big moment in the series. So that's awesome that they gave them a huge card as well.
Yeah, so excited to give that a whirl.
Yeah.
We'll see. I feel like I could hit 30 or mana value or greater with a couple of the Titans going to the bin.
Yeah. You make it happen. Dude, I honestly, so I'm really excited to see your Eldrazi deck with all of the Titans in it. When you're playing it, I'm gonna have to try to show some aggression to you, but
I played it this
but you
past
got the
weekend.
three new fellas in it.
Oh yeah, they're all in there.
Oh shit. Okay, we
I'm
just
already
didn't
locked
see
and
him.
loaded. They just didn't
Okay.
make it. They're making an appearance.
Okay. All right. That's awesome. Yeah. I love the Eldrazi. I do know it needs to be heavily handled, but it's always a fun time to see because the restrictions of the monocolor of the colorless is always definitely a detriment. But a perk also, because I mean, damn, how much mana you make with all that colorless? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
there's hits. I find that card draw is where I really
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah, for sure. You have to rely on big Eldrazi to do the
It's all
card draw.
expensive and
Yeah.
it's roundabout.
Yeah. Well, all right. Here's a little special something before we reach the end of it. Is there anything else in Assassin's Creed you want to talk about?
No, that's it. I think we got a decent coverage there.
Yeah. All right. Well, if at any point if someone messages to our Instagram, because I don't check our YouTube, my bad. If someone messages to our Instagram at exactly what time of this podcast I peed in a bottle, I'll send you a doodled altar with a little signature on it. So,
Did that actually happen?
yeah,
Folks, I don't even know when he peed in a bottle, so
that's what I'm talking about. Free altar if you let me know when I peed in this bottle.
nice.
Uh, yeah. Thank God I had the big Kona bottle because the cans would have been a little hairy.
Yeah.
All
Second
right.
circumcision.
Yeah, this sharp. It's sharp. Tight little hole, sharp. But anyway, I got one more sip left. Let's reach the bottom of this motherfucker.
You got the bottom of the glass here.
Oh, there it is, bottom of the glass. Man, happy that we got back here. Like I said, it's sad that we didn't record last week, but we were playing Magic.
Gotta play Magic.
This is what we do. So, what are you looking? Oh, all the different artworks there. Yeah,
Yeah. I
it's
don't
gonna be a
love
good time. Buy some
this.
packs.
I don't love these.
Oh no, not at all. I don't.
It looks
The
like
the Wolf Kissed. I was so excited to see what her artwork is, and it's like I don't know,
that's
so
lame.
underwhelming.
What
So
about
underwhelming.
this art style? Oh, she doesn't have an art style like this? Damn.
Nope, nope. I know. But it is what it is. Everyone's got to, every showcase can't be a banger.
Yeah. Honestly, speaking of, I don't like the borders on the Duskmourn ones.
The Duskmourn. No, those are pretty cool. The two that I looked at. All right. No, I'm thinking of the
The
borderless. I
TV.
don't know. I don't know that one at all. Then, all right. If you could pull one up for me real quick,
Okay, this is the
just so I
last
can see it,
thing.
because I've only seen the borderless, which they look awesome.
No, yeah, those look awesome. Plus the Japanese ones are cool.
Oh my god, so many fucking versions of every fucking card.
All right, Wizards, where is it?
Yeah, wizards. The lands are sick though.
Oh, Wandering Rescuer is cool as hell. Look at, I mean, that shit's fucking dope.
Yeah,
Double
yeah, that's gnarly.
exposure. Oh, what? Textured foil? What the fuck?
See,
Even know there
oh
was stuff.
shit.
This
Oh,
paranormal
okay.
frame. That's
Yeah,
ugly.
yeah. Lame. Okay, yeah,
That's
no,
ugly as
not
hell.
impressed.
Don't like that.
They are gonna be the cheapest versions of the card, so at least we got that going for us.
Yeah. Borderless,
Yeah,
awesome.
borderless is sick.
Japanese showcase. What the fuck, Japan? This is cool as hell. Look at this thing. Look at
Yeah,
this little
dude.
snaky boy. Like, come on. That's awesome.
Yeah, glow snake. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
glow snake is dope. And then special guest is what it is.
Yeah, I love it.
So
All right.
shit.
We'll see some good shit soon. I'm excited. I'm excited to get some new standard. I can't wait for the rotation to happen and just get some fresh standard. And I've been playing standard this morning. I'm on night shift. I woke up actually at like 11 at night last night. I worked in the garage until like 3 in the morning.
Hell
I
yeah.
have no idea how to sleep, but this morning I woke up and played a quick round of arena. And
Nice.
standard is fun. I'll tell you what I'm playing in standard. I have 2 new decks in standard built up, and one of them is doing very well. So we'll talk about that next week. But at an hour and a half, here we go, man. There was a lot to talk about. I love
Yeah.
it. I'm excited to play. We'll be playing, I think, next weekend. You enjoy your weekend, build some shit, and play some Brawl. That fucking head shake. Take it easy.
Take it easy.